Lifetime Achievement Award, the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm not sure if that's Trump or not. With grateful recognition, the Corporation of the National and Community Service and the Office of President of the United States honors Doug Ballou with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award for their lifelong commitment to building a stronger nation through volunteer services. President Barack Obama.
Wow, I'm really humbled by this award. It truly was not expected. I tell the fellow neighborhood leaders I do this because I get a lot of personal value from my contribution to the community. And I meet a lot of great people as part of that. I get to work alongside with some really great people in our community and work towards a much better community. And so, again, thank you. My wife's not here. I'm going to get it when I get home. So she is?
She's waving over here.
Oh, there you are. I was looking for you here. Usually I'm able to hit her, and now the game's on me. So. All right. Well, absolutely have to thank my wife for putting up with me for all these years and all the community service and missing out on time with her and the family. And but again, thank you very much, and we'll really treasure this award for the rest of my life.
We believe we have great employees, and we're very blessed to see them. However, as I believe any county commissioner, and you will see our public and our employees say, is that we have one foot always in full-time service, and that's serving you. And we also have one foot in good old casework, and that's sometimes right in the middle of implementation of policy. Don't shake your head, Marty. It's really not easy, and it's to tell you the truth, it's sometimes messy, and it makes people nervous. I believe that as every county councilor or county commissioner that I know of in the state, is that it's in their DNA to want to serve, and that's somehow how we get into the weeds so many times, I think, unlike many other governments. But I do believe that the council has a good balance between the two of serving citizens and serving the employees that we work with. Along with that is our relationship with the cities, ports, and other government bodies. Speaking of parks, I think, I'm not sure when it was, but it was years, Judy Stanton, Betty Sue, and the board decided to accept Camp Bonneville from the United States Army. And that's a big plus. However, really we relied on the United States government and the Army to tell us exactly what was in the ground at that time. As soon as we started cleaning up, we realized what it might be termed as fake news, I guess. And it didn't apply. So years after what we were going to open it, and millions of dollars of federal money, the opening is kind of near us. And we can see the opening finally. It's 3,800 acres of just flat out beauty, unmatched, I believe, anywhere. So if we start planning, and possibly this year, I think it will be the top attraction and the destination for the entire Northwest, probably Western United States. If we don't, and we wait till it opens, and then we say, hey, maybe we should plan, it's going to be a huge financial burden for the county and probably the entire area. So lastly, closing, our next growth plan, it's right around the corner again. You may say, that's all we do. Well, that's really all we do, seems like. We're talking affordable housing, homeless situation. You know, that between the 2004 and the 7, when they didn't plan enough for population, was close to now. We had the artificial demand, and that's when lots went sky high, and that's when land went sky high, so we don't want to do that again. So with that, as you know, Mr. McCauley is our county manager. He's a great friend to us. He is I must say, in his guts, he is a coug, and you know a cougar because we all have the same chant that we never have lost a game, we just ran out of time. That's what he brings to the table. So,
I've been here about 19 years. I've been with Clark County. I'm in my 17th year with county government. And I've repeatedly been impressed with the quality of this community and all the county employees I've had the pleasure to serve with. Collectively, we're a forward-looking community, one with new educational buildings for science, technology, engineering, and math. Our businesses produce goods and provide services both for use in this county and for export to markets around the world and around the country. We welcome those who visit here and settle here, providing fresh perspectives, growing diversity, and vibrant energy. We are also a community that values its past. Longtime families take pride knowing that their ancestors helped shape this corner of the country, the Pacific Northwest. But we honor our veterans and long military history here in Clark County with more than ceremonies and parades. The county's Volunteer Veterans Assistance Advisory Board oversees the Clark County Veterans Assistance Fund, which in December received $236,000 in additional budget authority from the council that was in existence at that time. These additional funds will go to help provide emergency relief to eligible veterans this year and next. Just for some perspective, last year, the fund provided food for more than 400 veterans, found or maintained housing for 182 veterans, and paid the burial expenses for 15. And veterans who run into trouble here, but who want to turn their lives around, can find support in District Court's Veterans Therapeutic Court. So we are a generous and compassionate community. This past year, residents donated approximately $2.2 million to share to provide food and shelter for the county's neediest residents. To help feed the hungry, the Clark County Food Bank distributed 4.7 million pounds of food, including 40,000 pounds of carrots that were grown on the county's heritage farm. The community donated more than $410,000 and 18,000 volunteer hours to the YMCA Clark County for services such as safe housing for battered women, support for victims of sexual assault, and daycare for homeless children with working parents. During the holidays, Clark County employees and community partners provided gifts to more than 4,500 children and 1,100 families during the Children's Sharing Project and the Sheriff's Office Santa's Posse programs. Firefighters collected coats for those who don't have them. A county employee collected blankets for a local homeless shelter. And places of worship opened their doors to those in the cold.
So my next part of my speech that I wrote and rewrote. And so I was thinking about economic development, and I was thinking about jobs in relation to economic development, and I was thinking about schools and economic opportunity in general, and roads and bridges, and I was thinking about parks, and I was thinking about taxes, and I was thinking about the comp plan. These are all some of the things I work on that are very difficult. Oh, and public safety. These are all things that I work on every day. And as I was thinking about what would be the most important thing to think about, I thought I had a rather linear, methodical list. And Royce Pollard will tell you that when I was at the council, it wasn't infrequent that I would get one of these from him, meaning get to the point and wrap it up. That better have been what it meant. So then I thought, what can I pick to talk about? What's the most important thing? All these things are important. They're all equally important. And then I was thinking, the people in this room are the people who make all that happen. Many of the people that are in this room, I see port commissioners, I see other electeds, I see all kinds of people in here who help the county make that happen. And I thought, I missed the point though. The point is why? Why do we do that? And it's about the people. It's about the human beings. And it's about the people's jobs and the people's homes and your neighborhoods and your streets and your parks and your roads and your health and your safety and your financial success. Everything we do is about you. And we may address it in a linear process, and we may go about it methodically, and we may agree or disagree on certain points, but it's about the citizens. It's about you and your lives. And that's the part, even in linear thinking or linear processing, I never forget.
Before I get started though, Councilor Boldt mentioned growth plan right around the corner. I'm still healing from the last growth plan. If anybody remembers those days, wow, that was baptism by fire. Additionally, accountability, I think, is a big deal in terms of governing philosophy. Our accountability as electeds to our districts, our collective accountability to our community and each other, to councilors, our accountability to our staff, and their accountability to you also as they deliver services to you. And respect for our citizens, respect for their tax dollars, how we spend their money. And I can tell you for myself, and I believe that for my other councilors, we respect the tax dollars that come to the county. And when we are making spending decisions and taxing decisions and how that process takes place, we respect that and we get that. So I think it's important that people know that when we're asking for more.
I had one set of remarks prepared today, and then Marc Boldt promised on Facebook that there wouldn't be any bad jokes. So I had to go back and redo those remarks. And then, as often happens, I think I have a plan as to how I want to approach something and what I want to say. And then Councilor Stewart starts to talk, and it makes me realize maybe I need to think about this a little bit differently. So thanks to you as well. So we're just going to go from that. Thank you. What we do in government, that impacts education. That impacts the workforce, that then impacts the ability to recruit and build the tax base so that we can build better parks, so that we can provide more resources for public safety and the other things that the county does. Everything we do, we can't take it from a linear approach because everything touches everything else. So as Councilor Stewart pointed out, we can't look at these decisions from a linear perspective. We have to know that when we look at land use, when we look at land planning policy, what we do there is going to impact schools, it's going to impact the job force, it's going to impact affordable housing. So we have to take into account all of the unintended consequences of every decision that we made. So when we talk about philosophy of government, I think that's what I hope to bring to the council, is taking a step back and saying, here's the issue that we're looking at right now, but how does this touch every other aspect and every other component of our community?
That means that elected officials represent the people. And that is what I came to do, is represent the people. Of course, you need help to do that, both with other council members, but most of all, in the county, you're going to need it from the employees, and certainly our esteemed executive manager. So, I believe that a smaller government is a better government, and so anytime that we can make government more efficient, we should do that. I think, though, that the county obviously has to provide regional services, among which are law and justice, public safety, infrastructure, and many other vital services. So I would encourage nonprofits and other county entities to work together as partners to create a great community, which, by the way, we already have. So let's just continue to do that.
Okay, question number one. Well, geez, there's multiple parts here. Will the county charter be expanded to possibly include nonpartisan council elections? And can we have fewer elected positions? Okay, so what do you think the answer is for first-time home buyers, with starter homes being in the range of $250,000 to $300,000 and wages are not keeping pace?
We have the answer. I think that we're all working towards something that might be able to help affordable housing. It is a problem, and I think some of it can be addressed with land use issues, allowing more space. When you read what the National Home Builders say, it's say if you expand the growth boundary a little bit, then that creates more land. But of course, that's controversial. So it is a conundrum.
Okay, experts say that our region is due for a substantial earthquake at some point. What is the county doing to prepare for it?
So, I'm on the County Emergency Services Board. The county has a multi-pronged approach to having our citizens be prepared, having our citizens understand how they can be resilient even in emergencies, how we can get staged, what the lines of communication are, what the lines of authority are for people who need help. It is very structured and very organized, and it's on multi-levels. So we have a team specifically in Clark County. The Clark County team works actively with CRESA, the Clark Regional Emergency Services, and it's a well-developed plan. Now, we know that we do have citizens that are specially trained as well. So we have people who did volunteer fire training. We have people out of the city, out of several major organizations that do first aid. We have CERT teams. So the organization with the threat of an earthquake, we all know, hangs over us in the Pacific Northwest. But I think we have some of the best trained, best organized teams anywhere in the Pacific Northwest.
So with that, thank you very much. I realize this is a new format, but I think it worked good. We all got a chance to talk to you. We just, once again, we really are here to serve you. Please, there's food in the back, and take time to talk to your employees and take time to visit with us. So thank you, have a good afternoon, and God bless.